Hello and welcome back to the CCL Week 9 of Stage 2. We are here. I'm Rome DMV, joined alongside Cash, and we've got a great matchup for you guys up next.
Oh, we do. We have Maverick Esports against LA Tech, and coming off of the tail end of that LA Tech game, yeah, we're in for a fiery series.
Oh, yeah, big time. And, I mean, hey, looking at this one, I mean, you got Maverick Esports coming in. Let's go ahead and take a look at the head-to-head with these two squads. I mean, you got Maverick Esports currently sitting at 13-1. And, hey, our last series, it was a Tier 2 series. This one, Tier 1. You know, we're in the first tier here, so this is going to be a lot of intense action going down, as you can see it right there, man. Whew, this squad, Maverick Esports, 13-1. But guess what? Louisiana Tech, they're no pushovers at 11-4.
They aren't, and they really had a good showing against Buckeye Cod just a few minutes ago in that series that they took 3-1. And looking here, the hard point, both squads look to be about as closely contested as you can at 15-3 and 15-5. LAT winning both of their hard points in that 3-1 series victory. The Search and Destroy is kind of where Louisiana Tech can fall off a little bit, sitting at 8-6 to Mavericks 11-3, and in the control as well. Undefeated for Mavericks, 7-3 for LAT. I think if you're LAT, you got to come out and take the hard points.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, you know, that's how I'm looking at it. You know, I would expect this one pretty much to be a 2-1 situation after the third map. You know, I would expect, you know, this squad in Louisiana Tech to come out and potentially win the first map. And then, I mean, if you look at the Search and Destroy records, I mean, I would have to go ahead and give that one over to Maverick. And, you know, heading into the control where Maverick haven't taken a loss. I mean, we've seen what a team that hasn't taken a loss yet in control can look like on it. And then that's why I'm essentially saying Louisiana Tech, they need to win map 1.
It feels like you said, cookie cutter to kind of our first series. Map 1 is really going to set the tone. Can LAT come out? They're coming off of a good win. Can they come out against Mavericks and give them another good run? Again, for them, it's back-to-back tough competition. They're trying to find a way to separate themselves and work towards the top. They were sitting on the outside looking in to this top 8 thing, to this top 8 to qualify for playoffs. They want to try to crack into top 8, make their way and make their run into this playoff talk. And against Maverick, if you can pull off a win tonight, that's definitely a way to do it. And if you're Maverick Esports, you want to keep dominating the way you have been.
Big time. Let's go ahead and look at the squad in Maverick Esports. The home team tonight, it's going to be Spurrup, Bladesy, Y-Dog, and T-Bammoth, man. Shout out to T-Bam. All right, we're going to see exactly what he's going to be able to do tonight. I mean, top to bottom, this squad, extremely talented. I mean, there's a reason that they're sitting at 13-1 overall.
You have to be a well-balanced squad, especially in Tier 1, to have a record like they have, and you hit the nail on the head. Y-Dog is, I would say, their most consistent player overall, at least 9 in and 9 out, but this squad is very well composed from a match-to-match basis. No one, you know, ever goes without having a pop-off series on a given week. Everyone can step up, and they more than pull their weight. So, again, to be 13-1, you have to have a well-rounded squad, and this Maverick Esports, they definitely make the case for that.
Big time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the visiting roster in Louisiana Tech. They're going to be coming into today with Sampy, Holtroll, Will, and Reese. And, you know, I've casted this squad before. You know, they've definitely impressed me, shown that they definitely deserve to be here in Tier 1. And, I mean, right now, let's just go ahead and see what they're going to be able to do here against Maverick Esports. Are they going to be able to put them on upset alert here in Stage 2? I mean, looking at these players top to bottom, they've got the capabilities of it. It's just going to be all about putting it all that practice into the game itself right when it matters the most.
Yeah, and Will is going to be their most consistent player thus far. And Reese, the new addition to the team, moved up from the academy slot. Really showed out, especially in that hard point that I was able to catch against Buckeye Cod. Reese was a walking two-piece. I mean, the guy was just getting at least a multi-kill before falling. So that's someone who already has made instant turnaround for this LA Tech squad going into this evening. I'd look to see that trend continue. It is hard to come in on a new night, you know, into a new roster and try to get things sorted, but Reese is gelling well. So Will, of course, being that consistent player for him, Reese making a case for it tonight early on. And I'm interested to see how these guys gel as they continue to play together.
Oh, precisely. And I mean, honestly, no better way to get into a matchup with two Titans like this other than to start things off hot and heavy. Let's go ahead and take a look at the maps for this series. And when I tell you, we didn't get to see any Tuscan in the last one, we're going to see a whole lot of it in this one right here. So we got Tuscan sandwiched in between a bow cage and a Berlin. So, I mean, we're going to be starting things off in the cage. It's going to be hot and heavy. It's going to be fun. We get to see who all has that teamwork, that coordination, the rotations, the breaking ability. You know, it's all got to come out here and now fast.
It does, and I want to see, who maybe has some more evolved strats on Bacage. As we've seen as Vanguard play has gone on, you can kind of make sense of the madness that goes on. It just kind of depends on your team comp. It depends on how much you trust your teammates. Of course, that's a big part of it, but we have seen teams from CDL all the way down through recreation play start to make sense of the chaos that is Bacage. So again, you're going to see high engagements, big kills coming through this lobby, but also expect some teams to try to make sense of the madness.
Yeah, precisely. And ever since I saw a team lose a hard point bow cage, but while outslaying the other team by like at least like what was it, like 14? A team won bow cage with every single member going negative. That was all I remember. Every single member went negative and they still won it. So a lot of people, they thought that it was just madness. No, you can be coordinated and still, get these rotations, get this time that matters, because a lot of times we see teams, they might get 4 down, but they only turn it into about 5 seconds, if that. And that can be a big problem. You need to capitalize when you get these big wipes. And I mean, honestly, it's just going to be coming down to whoever's got the best teamwork, the best coordination, the best gunny all around. It's going to be coming down to it because we're going to the cage. It's going to be a good one. And I like the way that we're starting things off in this series.
I do too, and where you can find success on Bacage, like you said, you just have to get kills at the right time. And to find success on a 4 down, like you were saying, the 4 down isn't enough, especially on Bacage. You have to get the 4 down and then advance beyond the hill to try and wall off these players from getting an instant close spawn and getting right back into the hill. So who can convert their 4 downs into map presence more so than time? Because you can get a 4 down and not convert it to any time. Can you convert that 4 down and that kill feed over into map presence and map control? That's what really sets teams apart in the score lines for Bacage.
Oh, yeah, big time. And, one thing really quick, ladies and gentlemen, okay, the lobby, it had a little bit of an incident. We were about to hop right into the action. I was ready to call it. It was going to be great. But, things happen. Vanguard is Vanguard, so we will be jumping right back into it as soon as possible. If we could actually go ahead and pull up that head-to-head one more time, that would be great. Just because I love looking at the matchups and really breaking down the series as they go. What to expect, all right? So, I mean, I said it. If this squad in Louisiana are going to be able to win any of these first 3 maps, I feel like the biggest chance that they have is right here on this Bocage. Simple as that. I feel like, right now sitting at 15-5 with, you got MNSU sitting at 15-3. I mean, that's very, very close. I mean, very close at the end of the day. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe Louisiana took those losses early and they've just figured out their hard points since. Who knows? We just got to wait and find out.
Yeah, I agree with you there. And I mean, I'm trying to think for prediction's sake where I'm going to go. Obviously, we're 0-1 on the night, thinking Wright State we're going to pull something out. And
yeah,
that series, it showed signs of it, but I'm gonna go with what makes sense, man. I'm gonna go Mavericks. I've watched them on broadcast a couple of times. I've casted them. This team is so dominant. Again, just from a 4-up, 4-down standpoint in their roster, all 4 players just come with such a balanced attack where if one player's popping off for Louisiana Tech, maybe even 2, no problem, because all 4 are kind of distributing that load in their own way to just make it a little less effective. And so, Maverick Esports, every time I've watched them, they've won and they're playing really well. This is a team that's constantly showing their ceiling, just growing and growing. They haven't even reached it yet. And as you get, those weeks closing into playoffs, you want to see a team showing like, hey, our ceiling's still a ways away. We still have room to go. And against an LA Tech squad, if they come out and win, this is still going to be a big win for them.
Oh, yeah, precisely. It's going to be fun for sure. Let's go ahead and see how this one's going to be going down, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, hey, Maverick Esports trying to, keep this hot streak alive that they currently find themselves on. I mean, 13-1 to start this season, and the fact that they are in Tier 1 and have only taken 1 loss so far on their record, that is going to be absolutely incredible for this squad. And they don't want a team like the sneaky Louisiana Tech squad to be able to pull off an upset win over them. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the safe pick as well. I'm going to say Maverick Esports are going to take this one. But, I mean, I don't feel great about it. I was feeling the underdog pick last time, but I don't know. Something about it this time, this Louisiana Tech squad, they might have some magic in them.
Yeah, right. It feels like the safe bet. You want to say on paper that Maverick will do it. But again, this Louisiana Tech team, just based off the win I saw them take against Buckeye Cod just previously, they looked sharp, especially with Reese coming in the lineup. That does change things. It's a different LA Tech squad than what we've seen previously. And they're going to get some early presence here in the mid-map, but the 4-for-1 trade is going to come in for Maverick. Not only do they do that, but they push through, flip the spawns for P2, and find themselves in control of this hill early. So Maverick Esports, they start off hot.
For sure, and I mean, right now, it's just going to be all about fighting for these rotations in a way. I mean, yes, this initial time is great if you're able to get a few points, but I mean, usually you don't see either side really cross over that 20-point mark on this P1. It's really just going to be about, flexing those muscles, making sure you're warmed up, and making sure that you got the rotations. And it is going to be Maverick Esports that have those rotations heading over to P2. Louisiana Tech going to be getting a lot of this scrap time, though. And I mean, honestly, Maverick giving it up. Who knows? I mean, that was a good amount of chunk. 20 seconds on P1 is pretty good, if you ask me.
That's not a bad way to start, but Maverick, they do their job and make sure that they lock down these P2 spawns. They know this hit is going to be coming from the top side of the map. You still see Spirit going to the bottom, just making sure no one's crossing over. When's the gunfight? Someone wrapping around Barn, and it's going to be LA Tech that break in from the front. So where they were trying to see if someone was making a flank, they just overwhelm with numbers through the front. They have control of the hill, and now the spawns are kind of split 50-50. Spawn on top and bottom side of the map, and it's LA Tech in control, growing their lead out.
For sure. I mean, they've done a great job so far in this one. Just Will down low in the barn is able to pick up one, picks up two, but finally does get traded out by Bladesy. Can Bladesy find his third of his spree? No, he's going to get shut down by Hole Troll. It looks like the spawn in the backside is going to be won by Y-Dog, so I think they're going to be getting all this scrap time heading into next, but you can see those rotations already starting to come in. It is going to be this LA Tech squad that are going to be spawning up near bottom grandmas, and they're going to be able to pinch this one out and should be able to get these early rotations next.
The same way that LA Tech broke P2, Maverick is trying to replicate on P3. They're just trying to overwhelm numbers through the top side of the map and get these kills. It's even in the feed for now, but Maverick are going to have the early time. LA Tech looking to break in from the outside. Time being soaked for Maverick, so 10-point lead that they just have to close. 10-stripe kill feed as we see for P3. No one getting control yet, but LA Tech with the close spawns are able to win it out.
And right now, Bladesy is going to be sitting as the only player on his team. It is currently positive, so they're trying to get back into this one. Louisiana Tech off to a great start right now as Reese is able to pick up two. Coming through. T-Bam isn't able to finish him off, though, as Will's going to be right there to be able to make sure he's got his teammates back. Great plays coming out of Louisiana Tech, but Maverick Esports answering right back with three of their own. And they're going to be able to get a lot of this scrap time. But heading into these barn rotations, you can see it's going to be a sneaky player in Bladesy in the back. Will he be able to make the play right now? Oh my goodness, he got the spawn. Spurp spawn right next to him. And now this could be huge. He gets the first kill. And now they've got the spawns. This is absolutely massive. But you can see player number 2 and Reese. He's coming behind them. It's just a constant flip. Who's going to be able to get behind who in this backside? Reese. Can he pick up the second kill? It could be massive, but I mean, right now, nobody's really getting a whole lot of time on this barn simply because, I mean, both squads are doing such a great job of pressure in the back.
They're just trying to fight for spawns here. LA Tech, they had one that spawns early. Maverick Esports are able to recognize that, respond, and flip them out for themselves. And as we see Maverick Esports spawning out, it is going to be LA Tech with the close spawn to the bottom side of the map, a very contest-heavy point. We're only at 70 points between the two teams, and about a minute and a half has already come off of the game clock here in this first set of rotations. Not even a P5 yet, so both teams just duking it out. About a 15-point lead for the side of LA Tech, and they've won the rotations here, and that's why they're finding themselves in such a successful lead. The gunfights are being won on their side as P5 is up for grabs. It's going to be Spurp trying to make something happen, but again, the numbers and the presence from LA Tech early has been a bit too much.
Yeah, precisely, and I gotta say, it's just a great start all around for this LA Tech squad. I mean, they've done a great job. I mean, look at the way they're locking these spawns up right now. I mean, they've got complete control of this point. This is gonna be very hard for Maverick to break, and you can see they're dropping like flies. Finally, they are gonna be able to get this player off the point, as he did go up top to challenge. Not exactly sure why, because I mean, that's gonna be given all the control to Y-Dog. He is finally gonna get naded out. I mean, these squads doing such a good job of trading it out. I mean, it seems like, I don't know, LA Tech are getting the rotations. Maverick are able to break it. They get the little bit of scrap time. The game pretty much has been pretty even since that first hill. You know, it's been about a 20 or 10-point lead this entire time.
It has, and as you alluded to in our last series, you know, Bacage still being a slightly different map, but maybe on this next set of rotations is where we see a team start to explode. Again, given that it's about a 10-point lead differential favoring LA Tech, it could be anyone's game here. They obviously got really good time the last go around, but it's going to be Maverick spawning in the back for P2. They're going to kill these players out of the back. They are on the P1 time as well for the time being, but they're trying to look ahead and play for what's to come. Now going to afford themselves a few seconds on this P1, but really just trying to get map control.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that is a pretty smart play right now. I mean, 35 seconds left, just wanting to make sure there isn't going to be any cheeky time going over to the side of Louisiana Tech. This is the thing. They stop trying to control these spawns, and that might end up being an issue. Oh, but Will going to be able to get him off the point. He's currently got 2 in a row. But it is going to be Maverick Esports at the back, and they've got the spawns. They take out Will, and now Y-Dog in the back of the map. If he wins this 1v1, yes, they are going to be set up perfectly for these next rotations.
They just need to be able to hold. We need to see a solid hold from Maverick Esports. We've seen it out of LA Tech. We need to see it from Maverick. And what I'm talking about in the killing department, too, where it's a little more even. Obviously, Will is the one that stands out for this LA Tech squad as far as stats go. But you look at Maverick Esports, and it's a bit more balanced of an approach. And this is where they find so much success. So though they find themselves down in the scoreline, because all of these players can much more evenly find kills, it's where they find success against teams. Now, once again, LA Tech have broken from the front. Maverick Esports just haven't had an answer for the numbers presence that they send through these hits, but if there's a team that can find a way to get it done, it's going to be them. But LA Tech now out to a 30-point lead. This is one of the bigger ones we've seen in this game.
And a great advantage. I mean, we said it, teams start to understand how they want to play these rotations. Maverick did get a very fortunate spawn, as 3 players are going to be able to flood in expeditiously. Probably going to be able to get them all this scrap time, so they're going to be feeling good. Reese isn't able to finish off that kill on the player heading into the tunnel, which is going to be unfortunate. But I mean, either way, as these rotations are coming in to Nix, it is going to be the side of Louisiana Tech that are going to be having this one locked down yet again.
And LA Tech have done a great job at flipping up the spawns to give themselves a favorable position. What I mean by that is, like on P2, for example, they flip Maverick Esports back to the favorable side. They let them have it with the last 20 to 15 seconds of scrap time because, okay, yeah, you can have that 15 seconds of scrap time. That's going to afford us 20 seconds of new hill time because we've made the rotation. We've won the gunfight. Now that's going to make it easier for us for the new hill. So take that scrap time and run with it. But Maverick Esports find a way to answer and get in early on P3 with LA Tech having the close spawns. Can they continue to hold it off, or do they try to flip out?
Got to wait and see. His T-Bam currently is going to be on a 5 spree. Make it 6! Can he find the 7th? Oh my goodness, that would have been absolutely insane. Basampi is going to finally be able to shut him down. But I mean, either way, 28 and 18 coming out of him. You got Will on the other side, who's 28 and 23. We got ourselves a tie game halfway there, ladies and gentlemen. And who knows? We've seen some crazy things. We're going to be getting that 249, 250. Who knows? Bladesy picks up his 2nd. Can he find the 3rd? No. It is going to be Spur up down low, taking him out. We're going to be heading over on these rotations toward this barn. It is going to be Maverick Esports for now that have the spawns.
And what a massive point swing. Nearly a 60-point swing here for Maverick Esports. They were down by 20 or 30 points, now find themselves up about 20 points. LA Tech are able to break into P4 and flip these spawns out, but Maverick, where they needed to respond in this mid-game, they were able to. Now they've really got about one more hit to get a clean wipe and get back into this time for it to be worthwhile. They do just that. They have one more player to kill, and it's Whole Troll, which is a very hard kill to find on the map. He's going to get 2 and get site control once again. For Maverick Esports, you got to start to think, maybe we chalk this up with 15 seconds left and set our eyes towards P5, which is where Will is already hunkered down and ready to go.
Yeah, and that's going to be the thing is that, hey, if you spawn up there, you're good to go. So Will's saying, you know what, fine. Nobody rotated over and pushed me out of these spawns. I am all good with that. He is going to be spotting Bladesy. Then he's going to know that he is going to be going to middle, calling this player out. I mean, honestly, I like the communication coming out, but you can see all the purple arrows heading to backside grandmas. They're going to be trying to push this one out from the sides. And I mean, honestly, I kind of like it. You know, they're able to get these angles, and now it's going to be T-Bam coming in. Oh, if he could have picked off Sampy, that would have been absolutely massive. But I mean, either way, it's going to be a great attempt at a break for sure coming out of this squad Maverick.
3 for 1 on the feed. They just have to find Will. They do that. They get on the hill with 30 seconds left, and if they can get a clean hold on this, that should extend them to about a 25-point lead as we go into our 3rd set of rotation. 60 seconds left on the game clock, so could come into play here as this game continues to go on, and teams are doing a good job keeping each other off the hill if they don't have the map control that they want. But if you're LA Tech, you're doing a great job at just winning the rotations, and even if you aren't, you're doing a good job at getting the breaks in early. That's why they still have had the lead whenever push comes to shove. Maverick Esports, they're just sending a few too many resources for the scrap time, even if it's 10 seconds or so. I'd like to see them improve on that. If they lose this one, it's going to be because they've absolutely sent too many people for scrap time when they could have fought for the rotations and looked big picture. But LA Tech, once again, grabbing a lot of this P1 time. It's Maverick Esports trying to flood to the top side.
And now we're going to be heading to this third and final set of rotations, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Louisiana Tech currently with a very sizable lead. I mean, about 26 points coming in for this squad. I mean, they're going to be feeling very, very good for sure. And if they can get these rotations to next, I mean, who knows? I mean, how this one could go. I mean, they might be extremely close to victory if they can lock down rotations.
And they've put themselves in such a position now with Sampi on 7 to where Maverick Esports, though they have been contesting scrap time for a lot of it, they have to at this point. Now they push up the mid-map. That allows LA Tech to sneak behind enemy lines and flip out here for P2. But that hasn't really mattered. Maverick Esports have had the P2 rotation this entire series thus far, but LA Tech's been able to hold it from the front. So now with LA Tech in a position to hold and win on this hill, it's got to be a big play, and it's going to start with Spirit for the back.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go. Currently 25 and 29. But guess what? That whole kill feed is going to be heading in the way of Maverick Esports. So, they should be able to rack up a good amount of time. I mean, the break coming in absolutely impeccable. Sampi is going to be having that streak. He's going to be able to find one. Also took out Hole Troll, which is unfortunate, to say the least, because, I mean, Maverick going to be racking up all this time.
And with 25 seconds left, you can't afford to be off the hill. So if you're LA Tech, you want to contest before they can get themselves back into this. That's exactly what they're looking to do. But Spirit on 4 with a pistol whip. They have control of the site. This should be a nearly tight game if they can get the rest of this time cleanly. And that's what they're looking to do. LA Tech are looking to have this P3 rotation. But Sampi has one last thing to say about the remainder of this time. Wins the gunfight. Puts this just 9 more points out of reach. They have the P3 rotation. It comes down to this.
Whew, here we go. Going to bottom grandmas. Someone's going to get punished for sure. Here we go. Bladesy in the back, along with T-Math. Bladesy is going to be in the point for now, getting these points for this Maverick squad. But T-Bam in the back, locking down the beautiful angle. Reese finally is going to be able to drop him. And now it's going to be Hole Troll coming in for Louisiana Tech. And he's going to need a break in here. Get the contest in, as it is going to be Bladesy in the back. They are able to take him out. That's going to be 3 dropping. Huge kills coming out. And at the perfect time, as LA Tech, I mean, that was a beautiful wipe. But they're not going to be done here. Pretty sure they won't be able to win it off this one. This one is extremely highly contested. But, I mean, either way, a great break coming out as they currently have a 10-point advantage.
That and 5 seconds left, so if they wanted to hop off this point, they could, but if you're Maverick Esports, you have to go on this and contest it. Of course, they can't win there, but you go down in the feed. You do have the spawns for P4, but it's got to be flawless. You've got to hold it from here and keep LA Tech off the hill.
Yeah, but they finished it on... Oh, I was about to say! It was a perfect timing!
Man.
Wow! I don't think they did the right math. They thought that since they contested it for a second that they were good to go. It seemed like they were because the math was almost perfect, but no, that slight contest wasn't enough. That's unfortunate because they would have played that ending completely different if they would have thought that they weren't able to end it there. I even said it. It looked like they probably won't be able to. Like, yes, there was enough time, but usually you can contest the mess out of that hill right there in bottom grandma's. They just weren't able to. That was like a straight 20 points that went the way of Louisiana Tech to close it out. And, I mean, you look at Hole Troll and Will. Good golly almighty. 44 and 30, 39 and 38. So many engagements coming out in this one.
And I said that if Maverick were going to lose it, it was going to be because they were giving too many resources to scrap. Turns out that bites me in the back. And now it's because they didn't put enough resources towards scrap. The math was off. They won with the perfect timing left. But again, looking at the slang, it is a bit more even. All players within 11 kills of each other, where it gets a little more lopsided for LA Tech. Again, they lost, of course, so you can say, well, that doesn't matter too much. But it's just that balanced approach, and that's where they find success still in these series. Even if they go down a map, it was a great win from LA Tech down to the wire. And again, big pop-off performances from Hole Troll and Will at 44 and 39 kills respectively. But Maverick Esports, that balanced attack, they stick to what works for them. It's that approach. They need to bounce back in this map number 2. But if you're LA Tech, we said they had to come in and win the hard point in order to find good life in the series. They come out and do just that on Bakaj. We're going to go to a triple dose of Tuscan, and this is where we'll see who's got those rotations down pat.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's going to be fun, this Search and Destroy. It's going to be a lot of fast-paced action. I mean, that's the great thing about Tuscan is, on the offensive side, you pretty much got to have a plan, or else it's going to be a very rough round for you. You got to be coordinated. You got to understand who's going to be locking down what lanes, who's going to be throwing the pre-stuns, who's going to be laying down what exactly you need, who's going to be laying down that bomb, for what as well. when's the right time to do an all-out B push and catch them off guard. You got a lot of options and things right here on both sides, honestly. Even the defense, when to go for those flanks, when to leave it and let them push into you. I mean, there's a whole lot of decision making and big brain plays that are going to be coming out on this one. So, I mean, hey, listen, I'm excited for it. A triple dose of Tuscan back to back to back. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be a blast and to go into an S&D on Tuscan. I'm really excited for. And Tuscan is a map that can play pretty straight up and down, get mid-map control, get a quick plant on offense, and fundamental S&D wins you maps on Tuscan. It just does. You have clean first bloods, you get the bomb down, and you can win offensive rounds more favorably than not. On defense, it's playing the clean retake. If you are up in lives, even better. But again, mid-map control really sets the tone for either side, depending on the rounds. And coming out with this one, I mean, again, we were looking at their records, and of course, Maverick Esports have to be the favorite in this. They are the favorites on paper overall, but this LA Tech squad with Reese, they've come to play tonight.
Yeah, precisely. And I mean, hey, listen, I'm excited. I mean, listen, I said LA Tech, their best chance is going to be in that hard point simply because the records were so tight. Now coming into this one, I mean, the Search and Destroy, if they can find a way to squeak this one through, I mean, that would be huge because I got to be honest, that control probably chalking that one up. Probably going to be going over to Maverick just because they're 9-0 on it currently. They haven't lost. There's only 2 maps to control, so they're probably 4-5 wins on the 2 maps. So they're probably going to be very comfortable on it. So who knows, man? Who knows what's going to be happening? Maybe they'll be coming down to that final defense. I don't think the update went live yet, so I think it still is going to be going by kills, not ticks. So still, I think that is going to be favoring this Maverick squad. But I mean, hey, LA Tech, who knows, man? Shock the world.
Yeah, they can. I feel like if they're going to do it, it will be in a 3-1 fashion. I feel like the control for Maverick Esports is just a bit too dominant, especially on Tuscan. But coming out and playing the hard points the way that they have, in their series prior, they won in a Game 4 Tuscan hard point against Buckeye Cod. So I think if they're going to do it, it'd be in that 3-1, and it would be at that Tuscan hard point. I don't think they'd be able to squeak the control. But if they can swing the S&D, like you said, that's just huge for the momentum. That gives you... Of course, you don't want to look at the series as like, oh, that's a safety buffer. But against a team as good as Maverick Esports, you've got to respect the undefeated control record. You've just got to try to take this S&D round by round. Though to start, you don't want to look too far ahead. So to start, you just got to look round by round at this S&D.
Yeah, precisely. Now, okay, I got to ask you, I know that you picked Maverick. I picked Maverick too. So we did say, maybe this squad giving us a little bit of underdog feelings like they might be able to do it. Now that you've seen Louisiana Tech come out in the first map the way they have, how are you feeling? You still feeling like it is going to be Maverick taking this one?
Yeah, I do. And like you said, I still don't feel great about it. Again, at 13-1, this is a great Maverick Esports squad. This LA Tech team, of course, has come to play with how close that first map was. And just the pop-offs that were so blatant on the side of Louisiana Tech. That one just coming down to a few mistakes from Maverick Esports. I fully expect them to tighten those up, especially as we go triple Tuscan. I think we're going to see a different look from this Maverick squad. Now, LA Tech's going to play all 3 of these tight, regardless of the mode, but I still think LA Tech, again, you're not 13-1 at this point in the season if you can't take a punch and keep rolling, so I think they're going to get back to what they need to do and start to take the series over.
Oh, yeah, precisely. Let's see if they can do that right here, right now. It is going to be Maverick, Y-Dog, able to get the first 2 kills of the round up mid. Spurup going to be getting one of his own, and a beautiful offensive round coming out for Maverick. The one thing that I will say is that, I mean, offense, it does tend to be easier on this map simply because you can take over that A side. And essentially, once you have control of that A side, you got a free plant, free post-plant setup as well.
And it was just fundamental. They won the mid-map, they won the first bloods, got a quick bomb plant, and now Sampy's just going to chill out here at P5 and just run around in kill time, probably not try to give anyone any more kills than necessary. Not even going to make a play on the bomb. This post-plant setup from Maverick, very strong. Maybe trying to pick one fire, but they're just not going to give up anything here. 9 seconds left. Sampy does get one, but a great round from Maverick Esports. Once again, just fundamental, just simple S&D. Nothing too crazy. They won the first bloods, got the bomb down, and called it a day.
Yeah, precisely. Solid round. Good plays. Right here, right now, Maverick Esports are definitely going to be trying to come back and answer back in strong fashion. After that last. After that last one. Definitely want to come back because I'm sure that this squad in Louisiana Tech, they surprised them a little bit. They might have understood what this Louisiana Tech squad was capable of. but it's different when they actually do it to you, you know? And so maybe
Yeah.
Maverick Esports took that as a little bit of a wake-up call. They're saying, all right, let's go ahead and get this one together. Let's go ahead and win this S&D. Let's figure out exactly what we've been doing wrong mind state wise, because obviously you can't look back at a mode that you've already passed up until you see it again in that map number 4. But oh man, getting the player off the bomb is going to be absolutely huge. That's going to be leaving Louisiana Tech with the 3v2 advantage.
They quickly scoop up the bomb and get it down. White Dog tries to cross there. So for LA Tech, another clean round, though the bomb planner was killed early. It was the same deal for them. They got mid-map control, got it down quickly to A, and won the first bloods cleanly. So nothing too far outside of fundamental S&D here to get things going early.
Oh, yeah, precisely. It's going to be a good one for sure for this squad right here, right now. Answering right on back. The offensives have prevailed so far. And the answer for this one might end up being who's going to get the first defensive round, simply because, I mean, the offense, that A push is so bread and buttery. As we can see, it is going to be Bladesy coming up top with this auto. Oh, is he able to pick up Reese off? Oh, my goodness, he was. Just barely, but he is going to get traded out by Hole Troll. T-Bam takes out Will in return. His bomb going to start to go down, but T-Bam said, you know what, never mind. Let me not go ahead and do that. Let me go ahead and make sure that I'm good to go. He is spotting Sampy in the middle, is able to take him out as well, and that's just going to be leaving Hole Troll all by his lonesome. And that's going to be a beautiful sign for T-Bam to get this bomb down.
Another clean break in the mid-map. I mean, you get the pick from Fire Window across the way. You get traded out, but like you said, it was T-Bam with the big trade there to give them the life advantage in the round. You find another pick around the map now instead of a 2v2. It's a 3v1 situation. And with bomb down, again, it is going to be a test of who maybe takes the first defense, because these offensive rounds have been very decisive and clean from these squads. No one really on the defensive side putting up any crazy mid-map aggression. We did see Maverick Esports do it on their defensive round and get the bomb planner off. We'll see if they opt to go a little more aggressive now that they have maybe a round to work with, but playing really well. We'll see who makes the first defensive adjustment.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, 3-0 right now. I mean, I got to ask you, you know, what would you do if you're sitting here, let's say that we're 4-4, you know, a little bit later down the line in this series, and, you know, you're going back to that defensive side. What's the wrinkle? What's the play call? What's the cash play call of the day to get you that big round?
I think if we're 4-4 on defense, I think we go a little more aggressive. Give them a different flash, send someone on a flank through P5, try to cut someone off mid-map, but you show an aggressive look, whether that's on the flank or in the mid-map. You just give them a different pacing look than what they're used to, and you just see LA Tech try it. Someone actually does get into church, but the trades do go the way of LA Tech. And actually, it draws even at 2-2, so you try that aggressive push. It catches them off guard. You get one pick. Unfortunately, gets traded out. You find yourself in a 2v2 situation, so now you just got to win out, get that first blood, and play that trade. But yeah, that'd be my defensive call for sure. Show a different look, and LA Tech, they found it. They got the bomb down, so maybe they'll find success behind this.
Yeah, precisely. And I mean, I do like the setup right now that are going to be coming out of this Tech squad. I mean, are they going to be able to spot Bam? Oh, getting Bam extremely low. Hole Troll is going to be wide swinging this one, trying to look over Sampy. Now Hole Troll going to be checking the bomb, making sure nobody's on it. Now he just needs to play time. Make sure he's good to go. Oh my goodness, Sampy with the great reaction. Just saying, you know what? You're not going to be coming up here. Turn around, burn him. Simple as that. Great play coming out of Sampy.
That, and they kill time. Though they played that split, they didn't give up. You know, they were never doing anything more than shouldering or just kind of checking around corners. They weren't trying to take gunfights. They did a wonderful job killing the time, and that forced, they knew they got eyes on both of them, so that forced Maverick Esports, like, we've seen both these players, now you feel like you have to chase for that kill because you know they're close by. They're able to work the clock and end up getting the kills before the timer runs out, draw it up even at 2-2. So now LA Tech looking to take a defense. They're gonna try to respond here and get the first defensive round, but pretty run of the mill. The only different look we're seeing is LA Tech sending 2 through P5.
Yeah, finally going to be getting this bomb down. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The retake from the mid is going to be coming in from Louisiana Tech. Oh my goodness, Hole Troll definitely going to be checking his corners right now. Yeah, it's going to be Will picking up another one. Reese is going to be dropping on the backside. Sampy picks up another, and that's going to be leaving Y-Dog all by his lonesome. Now the question is, are you going to be able to get them off? Oh my goodness, no, he couldn't. Oh, man. Okay, now, okay, so I feel like in this situation, you got to be planting the bomb to where you can see it for that up top window. I feel like that's the default plant. You want to be able to see it from there. Yes, they planted it extremely safe, but I mean, you want to still be having the bomb in a place where you can see it from multiple angles. And that angle right there, that one's just not going to be working out for anyone up top.
Yeah, and that's hard because, of course, with how most of the action has gone down in the first part of the round, planning that safe gives them the clearance to get the bomb down. But like you said, when you get in that late round and make the rotation over through fire, you kind of put yourself in a bind in the late round if it comes down to it, trying to make the play to kill the bomb diffuser. Trades going back and forth here early. It is going to be LA Tech in favor here on offense. No bomb down yet, but they do have this U control. All three players here. How do Maverick Esports look to play this in the 2v3? They have someone watching P5 and someone watching Church. And with this bomb going down, they've got to find some good picks.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to need to come right now. Will is extremely low, but not going to be dropping to the hands of Bladesy from up top. Now it's going to be T-Bam in the back. He's going to be hunting down Ultrol, but guess what? Ultrol is going to be coming up right behind him, takes him out with the swiftness. Leaving Bladesy all by his lonesome, and he's going to get pistol whipped to sleep. There we go. I mean, answering right on back. I mean, finally, picking up the first big round. And that's really a big swing round right there. To be able to win that first one going up 4-2 at this point in the game is huge, because now it's forcing them to win this next round. Like, if they lose this and go down 5-2, oh, man, that's going to be rough.
It is going to be rough, and Maverick Esports have to go back to what's been working for them, where they've kind of lacked is they've gotten the bomb down, but it's winning in those first bloods. It's been Sampy and Holtroll really wreaking havoc on this squad. When they get their post plant set up, they're clean, but whenever LA Tech have the life advantage, they just play it so well and force Maverick Esports to have to hunt for kills and have to try to play these picks, and these players are just tucked away these off angles. So again, a little bit more hesitant on getting the bomb down with just 60 seconds left in the round. We see it coming into play. No one giving anything yet. Good church control from LA Tech, and here comes the retake.
Alrighty, here we go. Currently is going to be Will. Cook a grenade, figure things out, figure out where these players are at. So right now, Holtroll is going to be able to get one. Will take some damage. Understand the situation. He's going to hop it. Oh my gosh, he's going to hop it. Is anyone able to get him off? It's got to be player one. That is T-Bam. He was able to finally get him off. Oh my goodness, Sampy just went huge, and now it's a 2v2 situation. 2v1, excuse me. The question is, can Y-Dog see it? Oh, is he going to cook a grenade for it? That's a lot of trust going to be coming out. A lot of damage, and
Nice.
Yes! Oh my goodness. Oh, that was clutch by Y-Dog. And Maverick Esports barely going to be hanging on to this one, bringing this a little bit closer. 3-4.
Good composure to not panic, to stay in fire, just reposition and get that kill off of bomb. Wonderful job. Reese just not in a position to get any eyes on Y-Dog and top fire, but I like how Maverick Esports opted to play that. They got the bomb down and they retreated to spawn. They made LA Tech go hunting, have to try to find these players in the backside of the map, and they kill enough time. Y-Dog likes to play after that offensive plant. He likes to retreat back to this P3 heady. That buys enough time for the squad. Though the teammates are falling, he knows he just needs to get the top fire and get eyes on the bomb. Does just that. They answer back. Now can they take a defense and draw us up 4-4? LA Tech giving us a different look through P5.
It's going to be a fast B push, but guess what? Bladesy is going to be at the back. Fully locked and loaded. He is able to take out one. T-Bam coming down. Takes out a couple, though, and that's going to be leaving Sampy all by his lonesome. Bomb's going to be down up top and green. He is able to pick off one. Leaving himself in the 1v2 now. Believe he did spot Bladesy very quickly through that window up there. So, I mean, hey, I think right now, you know, Sampy understands the objective, if you will. I mean, you lose this round, you're sitting at a 4-4 situation. Definitely not going to be ideal right now for this Louisiana Tech squad, just because they do not want Maverick to start to gain some momentum. Now he did spot one. Perfect reach out. That was absolutely perfect. Sampy has plenty of health along. He only went down to 75, but he's not able to win that one, as that is going to be a perfect trade coming out. I mean, guess what? Your player goes down. He probably might have lied to him, said, oh, one shot, go get him. That T-Bam, he went for it anyway. He had 76, definitely wasn't one shot, but That's one of those situations where you just want your teammate to go get him. Get the trade, man.
They played those different rooms, and you could have played that as a tighter trade, but hey, you get it done either way. You win 2 in a row to get back at 4-4. Now you got some life. TBM sitting on 3. Still needs a few more for streaks as we get into this late game, but that's a good way to answer back. Again, this Maverick Esports squad, why they're so good is because they can take a punch and keep rolling. Unfortunately, TBM's going to fall with the bomb early. LA Tech adjusting and sending 3 people to the top side of the map. They know he likes to run this route and get the bomb down A. They're not giving that up.
Yeah, they've literally sent 4 players over here, and there's only 1 player in Spirit in the back with the bomb. I mean, I'm not sure what Bladesy and White Dog are doing. It seems like they almost set up for the post-plant setup before they even had A set up. So, I mean, and now you're going to be seeing these rotations coming over to B for this Maverick Esports squad. Player's going to be in the very back. That's going to be Reese, but I'm not sure they're going to be ready for this one. They are going to be able to call it out pretty soon. At least Reese should be calling it out, and, I mean, it's going to be a little bit too little too late. Because right now, they're going to start to get this bomb down at B. My goodness.
Good read and rotation. They draw it even at 3-3 now. This post-plant setup is hard because you're trapped down in this low area on plat. They spot Reese in the back. Someone working the P5, so a pinch coming in. But these 2 players play the trade. Maybe not. Still trying to wait and find this player here. Oh, they ran past each other. Do-si-do. It's going to be won by Spirit. Now 2v1 situation. Could be 3 rounds in a row. Reese has to find these kills. Isn't able to make it match point to draw the series 1-1. Maverick Esports, they're striked, poised, and ready to take it.
Yeah, no, I mean, Maverick right now are looking extremely clean for sure. The way that they went down, were able to get that pick, rotate around. Just beautiful plays all around, beautiful teamwork, and they need the coordination for sure. They've got it today right here, right now. They are 1 point away in Search and Destroy from tying us up in this series.
I know I keep alluding to it and mentioning it. I just find it so fascinating and worth mentioning with this squad. Again, you look at the kills, right? 8 and 3, that's the highest and lowest between the team. That's 5 kills. You look at LA Tech, Reese at 1 and 7, Sampy at 12 and 5. That's an 11 kill differential. So again, just the balance that this team brings is just so critical. But it's going to be the first blood going the way of LA Tech. They're going to get the bomb down as well. So a 3v4 retake having to come in. Numbers trying to overwhelm to the top side of the map. Troll picks off at mid. The trade does come in, but got to win out the rest of these gunfights here and get this defused.
Oh, yeah, precisely. It's going to need to come in right here, right now. I mean, White Dog is going to be the last player remaining. He does have 28 seconds. That's going to be it. So here we go. We got ourselves a 5-5 situation, ladies and gentlemen. First one of the night, round 11, and it's coming on a map 2. It's time to wake up, chat. There's going to be a big one. I mean, if Louisiana Tech can come out with a 2-0 advantage in this matchup, oh my goodness, that could be huge.
It could be. It'd be interesting because you go into a control where Maverick Esports are undefeated and they'd have to win in a reverse sweep fashion. So a big one for Maverick Esports to stay in somewhat control of the series, right at 1-1, going into an undefeated control. You feel a little bit better about that, but drawing out the tax before they opt to hit this one, and LA Tech, they give it a quick look and then go to their usual defensive position. So good job for Maverick to wait that out. That top presence, they wait that one out, throw the tax, get the information. Now they're just trying to find a pick.
Yeah, Hole Troll going to be able to take out T-Bam. That's going to be a huge first blood coming out. Now Hole Troll, understanding that these players know where he's at, he's going to be backing on up himself, and it's going to be a pretty smart play. They've got bomb down. No. It's going to be Sampy coming up behind. LA Tech, are they doing it on the defensive side? Locking it down is White Dog going to be in the back. And LA Tech, guess what? You're up 2-0 in the series. Oh, my goodness. Maverick Esports, you're on upset watch.
Way to come out and put it on him here. Again, you did your job going into the control. They're undefeated. You knew you had to win at least one map. They do more than that and get to up 2-0 going into control. You feel much better going into that. Sampy with 11 non-traded kills. I mean, that in and of itself is, you know, a problem. You've got to find a way to trade those more effectively. Slow game from Bladesy. Few average plays from the side of Maverick Esports, and some Hole Troll and Sampy takeover. Hole Troll having one tonight.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at Hole Troll and Sampy. I mean, 10-6, 13-5. Both these players going off in the Search and Destroy for sure for their respective squads. I mean, you got Bladesy and Reese, you know, on their own teams. You know, needing to pick it up a little bit, but you know what? As long as somebody's getting the job done, that's really all that matters. So, I mean, hey, it went down to that 5-5. All that mattered was that last and final round. And I mean, guess what? It was Louisiana Tech that ended up going clean. They didn't even drop a body. So, I mean, great plays coming around from this Louisiana Tech squad. And, I mean, now they find themselves up 2-0 in a series that, whew, let's be honest, me and you predicted to go the way of Maverick simply because we got burned on our last upset prediction. But it looks like this one, we probably should have went with our gut.
Yeah, the upset potential coming in here, we went with a safe bet. And again, you see that it's 2-0, but you have to respect how close the series has been thus far. I mean, the first one was decided by 25 or less points in the hard point. This went to around 11 in our game number 2. And so, you know, it's taking everything from this LA Tech squad to take down this Maverick Esports squad. And they're up 2-0, and that does look dominant. But inside of each map, it has been a much different story. Just a couple of mistakes, giving up their lives in those last few rounds for Maverick, costing the S&D, not fighting for scrap time there at the tail and costing the hard point. So a couple uncharacteristic mistakes out of Maverick Esports. LA Tech, they've capitalized, and that's what has them up 2-0.
Yeah, big time. I mean, listen, right now, I mean, shout out to these squads. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I'm not sure exactly how this control is going to be going, but listen, we will be right back. After this short break, we're going to be hopping right into that control because, hey, listen, it's going to be a good one. You're not going to want to go anywhere. Can Louisiana Tech close this one out? We'll be right back with the answer. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the CCL Week 9. We're in Stage 2. I'm Rome DMV, joined alongside Cash, and we currently got a team on upset alert right now. Louisiana Tech Esports coming off of their win, their 3-1 win on Alpha, coming over to Bravo and trying to make some waves right here against this Maverick Esports squad.
They are trying to hand them their only second loss of the season, which would be huge for LA Tech just to continue to make their case here in this Tier 1 pool. Yeah, they've come out strong. They came out hot, didn't skip a beat from the match they just came off against Buckeye COD. They ended that one on a Tuscan. We're finding ourselves in a triple Tuscan. Even if Maverick Esports win this control, LA Tech look poised to be able to take that map number 4. We called Maverick winning it at the beginning. We kind of got burnt on calling the underdog in our last matchup, went safe tonight, but that could serve to be incorrect again. LA Tech have come out and they've looked fierce.
Yeah, the thing is that we got to remember is that this Maverick squad have not taken a loss all year long in control. So now coming to this control, I don't want to say that it's locked up, like they're going to win it, because like at this point, I don't know. I feel like I could be wrong about everything, but I mean, oh man, I got a question. I know it was 3-1. Do you know what map Louisiana Tech lost? Do you know what mode it was?
I'm not sure what map or mode it was. Wait. It was the S&D. That's what they lost.
So they lost.
Yeah, Buckeye COD took it 6-3. Now I remember seeing the maps. So yeah, they lost the S&D 6-3. So they come out here. They won a hard point against Maverick Esports. They win the S&D, which they dropped in their previous series. Now, you know, they have the chance to take the control. Again, this is an undefeated squad, so of course a little bit different than Buckeye COD. Still a great team nonetheless. But yeah, they've done their work. Their work's cut out for them. If they can do it here or even win it in map 4, they stand a chance to.
Yeah, precisely. And the thing is that Tuscan in the week 2 of the CCL, or excuse me, week 4 when we brought in control. I think week 4 was the first week that we had control. So ever since control has been brought in, let's be honest, Tuscan has changed drastically in how these teams are able to approach it. You know, before, you know, teams were pretty much locking things down on defense, but now we're starting to see teams be able to really get some nice plays on the offensive side as well and get some nice rounds in their favor.
And big plays coming in from Maverick to stop that A completion. They get the clearance now, but now Maverick Esports are like, hey, we're not chalking this up. We're going to fight for this last bit. What I thought was going to be LA Tech getting it in the first 30 seconds of the round. Could be Maverick Esports at least making it contest worthy. Now the kill feed goes 3 for 1. They're able to get back on it. And with over 2 minutes left and a 1 life advantage, they're looking to work through Top Church.
Ooh, yeah, and I mean, right now, at least for now, it's going to come down to the kills. So if I'm the side of Maverick, I just want to slay out. And that's exactly what they're starting to do. You can see that the kill feed is going to be going all purple for now. Reese trying to make a difference, though. There is going to be a player in Sampy going to be coming through the side, but he's not going to understand. The T-Bam is going to be waiting for him. Oh, man, thought he was going to be able to read that. But no, T-Bam is going to be able to get the better. Maverick Esports find themselves with a 2-kill advantage currently. As Will's coming through the back, he is able to find one. Understands that there was a player shooting behind him. He's going to be looking for him, but he's still up top waiting for him. Hard aiming. Is Y-Dog going to be able to take him out?
They find their opening in church, are able to cut down just one player for Maverick Esports, but they're still staying alive in the back. This is so critical. If you can get this player off of tank, and now they have an opening to P5, a pinch is possible, but you've got to get Y-Dog off this tank heady. Reese knows what he has to do. The numbers are run through Plat. That's going to force these players to flip through Alley, and you got to stay alive and get one more wave of kills to start to get the stack on this hill.
Yeah, precisely, but guess what? In the back, it's going to be more kills going the way of Maverick, and I mean, right now, with them having a full team wipe advantage, Maverick are looking pretty good to hold this one and lock it down. I don't think Louisiana Tech are really going to be able to get an opportunity. It is going to potentially come at the backs of that two-piece. Will and Samp be able to find one each. Maybe they can press in and make something happen.
P5 control on offense is so important. You just have to be able to maintain that, and you see Bladesy all the way pushed up on roof. Will is backtracking because they know someone's playing here. They've got to find him. So as T-Bam is finding three pieces on the other side of the map, Will is scratching his head wondering where Bladesy went. Bladesy playing all the way up roof, trying to cut these players off, making this play through P5, but two have slipped through behind him, so maybe too much of a heads-up play from Bladesy. Now you've let nearly three players slip by you through P5 before you're able to do anything. That lets Will sit on hill, start to get some time, and these players now have to adjust.
Yeah, but I mean, this is the thing, is that there's only 2 lives remaining, so Will finally going to be dropping, and that is going to be Maverick winning off kills alone. I mean, great stuff coming out of them all around on this defensive end, not letting this Louisiana Tech squad get even one tick with 2 minutes remaining, all on that B. And, you know, them not being able to get even one tick, that's going to be feeling very good on the side of Maverick to at least start to come back in this one. But, I mean, hey, listen, at the end of the day, you got to go on offense and do it yourself now. Let's see if you can clutch it up.
Spare up at 11-5. Positive performances for everyone but one for Maverick Esports, and just one positive for the side of LA Tech, so a different slaying column than what we've seen through our first 2 maps. Maverick Esports with early control, 1 tick of progression in at A, just very dominant and tight in their setup. I like it here. They know someone's going to try to come to the backside U, and they're just ready for it. They're winning these gunfights, 2 ticks of progression in, and with these kills going their way, well, this should be a pretty quick A closeout.
Yeah, it's just completely locked up right now. I mean, they're doing a great job for sure. It looks like they are going to be finishing this one. Here we go. So they're going to have the full 220. And, I mean, you can see player number 3 right now, Will.
Yeah.
He's in the very back, just trying to be the sneaky beaver, making sure nobody can come on these long rotations. But, I mean, that's not going to be the play for Maverick. Maverick are just going to be pushing through the back, trying to go straight through a bomb site to their spawn, but that's not going to be working out whatsoever as Ultrol and Reese locking it down. And, I mean, now we're probably going to see more of a basic push, but guess what? Will is still over here. He's still a nail in your side. He's still going to be just trying to get all these kills that he can, because they currently have the 4-kill advantage on the side of Louisiana Tech.
But now they have P5 clearance, and they're all flooding at it. All of these LA Tech players are trying to swing back. An unfortunate team kill that could end up costing Maverick this push, as these players are now surrounded. Spirit does want a big fight, but there's going to be one more player coming through P5 stairs to try and cut him off. They just got to find another pick, and 3 for 2 in the feed. It's nearly even. They have some kind of control, but they're just trying to flush the rest of these players out before they can get on the time.
Oh, yeah, precisely, but it's going to be Spirit getting a big kill right here. Just trying to lay down at the back. I mean, 2 players do drop, though. That's going to be all of them. They should be able to get a tick of progression at least, and now Spirit should be able to get control of this backside. This is going to be a big 2 kills. Oh, he can only get 1. Finally get traded out, but guess what? Y-Dog is going to be right there, backing him up. He's going to be stunning that player out, and guess what? Y-Dog killed him with the stun as well. Wow, what a play. Absolutely beautiful, but there's going to be 3 more challenging him. He's going to be cooking this grenade. Oh, got to get out of there. And yeah, that's not going to be a good situation. But, I mean, either way, they have already gotten a tick of progression in for this Maverick Esports squad. 1 minute remaining.
Just one player up, but Bladesy getting it done in and around the site allows these players to at least get that much closer to the hill and start to contest it. So you've got to start to flood out, get some semblance of shape back on defense for LA Tech. Maverick pouring on the constant pressure, but here you've got to be careful just to not throw one-off lives at it. Spirit's alive in the back. If you can get this kill, that would be big to open things up, but they're pushing once again through P5. They really have about time for one more hit to try to get clearance on kills, and one player falling early is not spelling well.
Yeah, whatsoever is currently Ultrol. He's going to be watching this cross, So he understands exactly where these players are going to be coming from. There it is. Bladesy trying to cross, make the plays happen. They are going to be successful. These two of them. Ooh, big challenge coming in from Y-Dog, but Y-Dog going to be able to get him. T-Bam gets another as well. This could be the push right here the Maverick needs. Right now, Reese doing everything he can to lock it down. That's going to be 3 dropping on the side of Maverick. Only 1 player is going to be remaining, and that is going to be Spirit. But guess what? Spirit picked up 2. Finally is going to be dropping, but it is going to be a 7-4 situation. And I don't think they have enough time to get back to this one as Louisiana Tech are going to be taking this the second round to time things up 1-1.
Both defensive holds. To start things off on Tuscan, of course, it comes down to who can win the offense. It looked like their Maverick Esports found a bit more success on the offensive side, able to at least get a tick or so in of progression, but the lives getting a little too close. And now on defense, you got to hold true again. LA Tech, if you can win the offense, that would just be so big to go back to this round number 4 on defense and try to close the series out in a 3-0 fashion. But if you're Maverick Esports, you've got work to do. Not only do you have to win this control, you got to win out the rest of the series. And being undefeated, you feel comfortable. If this is the round to kick things off for you, it's going to be control. You feel good here.
In a big way is Will. Not going to be able to pick up that kill on the outside. Would have been massive, but I mean, either way, Louisiana Tech with 4 down, they should be able to press the issue and get a whole lot of time here. Should be able to honestly capture A. I don't really see a point why they wouldn't be able to right now as Reese is fully pressed up, pressing the issue on him. That's going to be 1 tick of progression coming through. And I mean, it honestly is smart to just have 1 person on this hill. Like this is the one thing, is that as long as that timer's not moving, that's a pro for you on the offensive side. So, you know, having only 1 person on it is going to be delaying that that timer from starting up a lot. And, you know, you can just have this Maverick Esports push you and slowly, you know, get these kills on your side before having to go to beat and fight it out. And that's exactly what they have right now. Louisiana Tech have the 5-kill advantage heading in to this final offensive push toward B, and I like that.
And they're sending all 4 players through top, and they're finding the picks. It's been a white kill feed for quite some time now, nearly 10 in the life disparity column. These players, they have radio control, they have alley control. Players having to wrap back. Bam is trying to wrap back through this alley. But it's LA Tech in control on offense. They have players dipping their toes in, just trying to stop this clock, like you said. With map control thus far, they're getting to take a progression in early, something they couldn't do their last offensive hit. So 3 for 1 in the feed, but it looks promising. The players line up for Sampy. That's going to be 3 down. Mr. Do-It-All sitting on a 5.
Absolutely dirty things coming in from Sampy right now as it looks like he might be able to get the second tick of progression. It is going to be T-Bam coming in for the challenge, but guess what? Sampy's going to be meeting him. T-Bam takes him out regardless. Will's going to be meeting T-Bam now. He's going to be sliding in to Sampy's place. Trying to get all this time that he can. I mean, they've already gotten 2 ticks through. Louisiana Tech are looking extremely good right now. They also have the 4 life advantage as well. So, I mean, as long as they can keep pressing this issue, keep on getting these trades, I mean, things might end up very, very good for this squad. But it's going to be Bladesy trying to stop the push. That's going to be 1 that he takes out. 2 players are going to be up top above him, and that's the thing, is he understands exactly where they are. So he's just going to be playing his life smartly. But guess what? Ultra going to be finding you out. Now, I mean, it's going to be the last push coming in. And this one might end up finding some success, as this could be the final push to get them this final point. Oh my goodness, Reese. How did you win that one? Dropping down, absolutely burning him, but he is going to be dropping either way. It looks like finally Maverick are going to be able to clear this one out.
A couple lucky grenades. Honestly, they didn't have the gunfights going their way, but the grenades do the work for them that they couldn't get done. Now, if you're LA Tech, you really just got to slow down here. You're at less than 60 seconds. Lives, again, still in your favor, but you just need to clean 4 down. You just can't afford to keep having to run up off spawn and let Maverick get any kind of map presence. These 2 players in radio have to stay alive for the reinforcements to come in, but it's going to be Spear up in the mid-map trying to cut these players off, going through mid-map and P5. Will finds 1, trying to get the clearance through platforms, ready to go back and forth, but Maverick Esports holding on.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that those kills are getting closer and closer. I mean, it was an 8-kill advantage coming in for Louisiana Tech, and now we got ourselves with 8 lives remaining on each side, 2 complete pushes on each team. These trades are going to be coming out pretty surely. Spear up trying to go big for his squad right now. I mean, the game is definitely going to start to slow down a bit. Teams realize, guess what? Only a few lives remaining, only a few seconds. Here we go. One more coordinated push going to be coming out, but that is going to be Maverick locking it down, clearing them out. Yes, you got 2 ticks early on, but you got to get 3 in order to secure it as Maverick locking it down on defense. My goodness, I thought that was going to be the first offensive round.
It looked really promising for LA Tech. I think they played a bit too fast once they got wiped that first time just to try to get back on it. Would have liked to have seen them play just a touch slower and do another clean hit after getting wiped, but they played a little frantic, just tried to flood and get back on the hill while they had them scrambled. It wasn't the worst play ever, but ended up costing you a couple of pushes. Maverick Esports, they find form, take shape, do what they need to do to close out the defense, and now it's going to be a 4-hit towards B, and I don't think LA Tech are ready.
Yeah, they're not ready whatsoever. We've seen these pushes be so lethal, but the sandwich is going to be coming in from LA Tech, and they are able to wipe out 3, make it 4. And now you're going to see Maverick say, okay, you know what? You did good. You got us. So we're going to go over to A. We're going to start to get this progression, stop this time, make sure that we're good to go. And, you know, the interesting thing about that is, yes, the 4-hit was pretty cool, but, I mean, I still think that sending that lone player over toward A just to, you know, stop the clock in case the B push doesn't work, I think that can work out in your favor, but, I mean, at the end of the day, they went for it, weren't able to get it. That's all good. They still got 2 ticks of progression on A, minute 5 remaining. I mean, this is definitely still doable for this squad.
It is, and 4 for 1 goes the kill feed. Now we see Reese sitting up in this little nook, just waiting for these players to come on spawn. Will is trying to take care of business over at P5, but you've got a security blanket, making the rotation over to cut these players off. You just have Reese waiting for anyone to try to play over at A, but that's just not going to happen. All 4 players are here, going for another B hit, and they could overwhelm with numbers here and get some good progression.
The big thing that I'm looking at right here, right now, is Y-Dog is going to be up top. Is he going to be able to pick these players off in church? He is able to take out 1. Reese is up top, trying to go big right now. Oh, a little bit of jukes coming out as he went right over a player. That is COD timing at its finest, but Reese will take that as, guess what? Just going to be sitting on this one, trying to find this player. And that's the one thing, is if you don't clear out the player, if your team is calling out that he hasn't been taken out yet, the player you called out, you got to be aware he's still going to be around there. You still should be hunting him down. And it was Spirit that was able to hunt him down instead over there. But I mean, regardless, I mean, still right here, right now. I mean, I don't even know what to say right now. I mean, this squad in Maverick, they've done a great job getting them 2 ticks of progression, almost a 3rd full tick of progression at B. But still, not going to be enough. 25 seconds remaining. They've still got to get A.
They do. You put yourself in a position where you invest so much over at the B site. Now you have no choice but to funnel towards A. LA Tech are going to be reading this. Trades going back and forth. It is 3 for 2 in the feed, so with numbers, it's going to be LA Tech. Still 1 player left that they hadn't killed. Just trying to get in and stop this time for players to work up. 1 more player also working towards B. Reese is going to give it up. As soon as they hop on, they'll know, but it's 1 more clean wipe needed from LA Tech. Holtroll, the guy who's gone big for the squad all night, going big here with 3 down in the feed. They have someone today. They're able to respond. If they can get this clearance with 10 seconds left, there just may not be enough time.
Oh, but it is going to be player number 6, Spirit. He is able to get onto A just in time. They do clear out the player at B. But guess what? No more lives for Maverick on the offensive end. So all it's going to take is 1 clean wipe. They've still got to go over to B. I mean, realistically, if I'm LA Tech, you could literally just go over to B and just camp it. You could give them A. You don't have to worry about contesting it. Just give it to them. They've still got to come to B with only 1 coordinated team push, and you've got double the lives. So there's no excuse to lose this one if you're Louisiana Tech, because this is going to be the final push.
That, and really, I would just like to see them buddy up and play the trade. You know, they're 4 spread, just trying to pick these players off. Yeah, you have, you know, pressure up the map in case you fall, you spawn up close and still can get back to the point, but now we start to see them buddying up 2 and 2, top and bottom side of the map. You play the trade, and hey, you're good to go because it's 8 to now 2. Just gotta find these last 2 players. Holtroll, rogue for the squad.
This is a lot of kills. Okay.
I think LA Tech do have defense.
I was about to say, that was a big round.
With how that one ended and how they took the first round, or excuse me, their first defensive round, I think LA Tech should have the defense. Maverick didn't have a clean slaying round, but no, they do edge it out somehow. I really...
Wait, caster math. Okay, 55 plus 47, which is 102. Okay, 102 from Maverick, caster math. Then we got, what was that, 51 plus 48 plus 99. Dang! So Maverick beat him by 3 kills. to get defense. Wow, shout out to Castermath. Man, that was close. I thought Louisiana Tech did it, but
I thought they edged it. Maybe Maverick, their one big round was just enough. I think it was even close to 10, where LA Tech had like an 8 or so round. But yeah,
wow.
Just a handful of kills that got it done here. But LA Tech, whole troll, I mean, they've woken up. You know, they have nearly all of B. Will gets them from the
right?
back.
Yeah.
And as we've done our caster math, B's almost captured. So something we haven't seen this entire game has just now happened. So now that we've
oh my
put away
goodness.
our calculators, we've got a really interesting situation on our hands. As now LA Tech just need this A site, also at 4 lives.
And yeah, they're up a bunch of lives. That's what I was about to say. They're playing this perfectly. All they have to do is get the easiest site. I mean, we're sitting here talking about defense like it's even going to matter. These squads said, forget that. Louisiana Tech, look at the kill feed. It's going all white. Ladies and gentlemen, you got a whole troll sitting at 36 and 24, absolutely going off. They have the opportunity to shut out the Mavericks right here and hand them their second loss and really give us another upset, ladies and gentlemen, as that's going to be it. Oh my goodness, Louisiana Tech just 30'd Maverick Esports. Oh!
I mean, we really spent half that round just looking at our ceilings, calculating, and we missed a white kill feed, it looks like.
Wow.
Again, with how that defensive round closed for LA Tech, whole troll hit new levels. 30 non-traded kills, just devastating numbers. But again, really came alive there at the last second on that defense. Sent them into an offense, and they were just on fire. Reese, all but 2 of his kills were non-traded. That's a problem. Again, you try if you're Maverick Esports to get it done. It was just too much for you tonight. LA Tech came out too hot and didn't slow down.
I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know. Like, they literally just went into B and said, this is ours. They want all the gunfights, want all the trades, were able to get 2 ticks of regression. And then once they won that final little set of kills, and then they got that third, I was like, no way, they got all 3 ticks immediately. Like what happened on the side of Maverick Esports? I don't know if they got too confident because they were on defense or what, but that was an absolute beautiful offensive round out of LA Tech.
I love that out of LA Tech because they don't play it safe. You think it's a round 5. You think they're going to play that run of the mill. We're going to see an A hit off the rip. It's a high risk, high reward situation. You saw Maverick lose in the same situation. They invested too many resources to be, ended up losing an offensive round because of it. Now we see LA Tech pull that same card. They're like, we'll roll high risk, high reward. We'll try to just close out here with a bold play on offense. They win the kills because the gunnies are hot. They just outslayed. Though they found themselves on offense, there in that last round, they most definitely outslayed Maverick Esports. And again, put on a stunner, one in the 3-0 fashion. But it's 3-0. Looks bad if you're looking from the outside in. But again, as we look over the series, it was less than 20 points for the hard point. It was round 11 for the search and destroy. It was round 5 for the control. I mean, this series, it took them fighting tooth and nail to win this Maverick Esports squad. It's a 3-0 nonetheless. I don't want to take that away from LA Tech, but it took everything to take down this squad.
Yeah, precisely. I mean, if you watch this series out, it was not a 30, if you will. You know, it was a respectable gentleman's 30, if you will, because every single game, as you stated, was oh so close. I mean, that second map could win either way. The fact that the third map ended up going the way of Louisiana Tech, even though they had offense and both teams look so strong on defense the first 4 rounds. I mean, listen, that just goes to show you when you can ice up, great things can happen, and that's exactly what Louisiana Tech did. And I mean, hey, listen, they made us both go 0-2 in our predictions on the day.
It happens.
It is what it is. It happens. You know, we felt the upset in the air. It was just the wrong game. Simple as that. That's all it had. We just had the wrong series. But listen, either way, I mean, what an incredible second match of the night. I mean, I know that I enjoyed casting it. I mean, Cash, I'm sure you did as well.
Had a blast.
Oh, my goodness. This was absolutely incredible. I'm sure you guys witnessing that as well in the chat. Salute to all you guys. I'm sure you guys had a great time as well. But listen, hey, we're not done here on Bravo. We have still got one more matchup left tonight, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be McPherson Bulldogs going up against CU Boulder, Colorado University Boulder. It's going to be a very interesting matchup, to say the least, and we're going to be leaving you in the good hands of 2 other casters. So we will be having ourselves some popcorn ourselves and be watching the show. It'll be fun. So, Cash, you have any final thoughts or anything before we sign out?
Nothing much. It was a great night of COD, though. They were a 3-0 series. We got to see a lot of good COD throughout it. So just a wonderful night. I always love it here.
Oh, yeah, big time, big time. Love it here at the CCL. So thank you all once again, but don't go anywhere because we are not done. Still got that third matchup of the night. I've been Rome DMV, joined alongside Cash, and hey, we'll see you next time when there's the next time.